Ladies, let's talk about boundaries. Because if you don't set them, a man will test them. Not necessarily because he's a bad guy, but because men, just like anyone else, will go as far as you allow them to. Boundaries are not about controlling a man. They're about protecting your peace, your energy, and your self-worth. They tell a man what you will and won't tolerate. And most importantly, they show you that you respect yourself enough to demand what you deserve. Your emotional well-being is your responsibility. And in a relationship, it should be a priority, not an afterthought. Too many people allow love to become an excuse for tolerating emotional distress, manipulation, or inconsistency. When a man constantly plays with your emotions, gives mixed signals, or leaves you feeling anxious and unsure, that's a clear sign that boundaries need to be set. You have to establish what you will and will not accept when it comes to how you are treated. This means recognizing when someone is draining you rather than adding value to your life. If a man's behavior is causing emotional turmoil, whether through neglect, dishonesty, or disrespect, you need to address it directly. You can't assume he will magically change or suddenly realize his mistakes. He will only do what you allow. Setting this boundary starts with knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. If you need consistency, communicate that. If certain behaviors trigger stress or anxiety, express them. A man who genuinely cares about you will respect your emotions and work with you to maintain a healthy relationship. If he dismisses your concerns, makes you feel like you're overreacting, or continues to engage in toxic behavior, you need to be willing to walk away. Your peace should never be sacrificed for the sake of keeping a relationship together. Love should bring stability, not emotional chaos, and the right man will understand and respect that. Your body belongs to you, and no one should ever make you feel pressured or obligated to do anything you're not comfortable with. In a relationship, setting boundaries around physical intimacy is essential because some men will test limits, push for more than you're ready to give, or make you feel guilty for not moving at their pace. A man who truly respects you will never rush you, manipulate you, or try to convince you that your boundaries are unreasonable. It's important to communicate clearly about what you are and aren't comfortable with. If you want to take things slow, say it with confidence and stand firm in your decision. If a man tries to guilt trip you, saying things like, if you really cared about me, you do this, or threatens to pull away because you won't give in, that's a sign of disrespect. No healthy relationship is built on pressure or fear of losing someone if you don't comply with their desires. Your level of intimacy should always align with your values, comfort, and emotional readiness. If something doesn't feel right to you, don't ignore that feeling. You don't owe anyone access to your body just because they're in a relationship with you. A real man will appreciate your boundaries, not see them as obstacles. When you establish and enforce these limits, you create a relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and emotional security, rather than pressure and expectation. Your time and energy are valuable, and in a relationship, they should be reciprocated, not taken for granted. Too often, people give endlessly to someone who barely puts in effort, hoping that if they just try harder, the other person will eventually appreciate them. But the truth is, when you overextend yourself for a man who isn't matching your energy, you teach him that he doesn't have to. A man who genuinely cares about you will respect your time. He won't leave you waiting for hours, cancel plans last minute, or only reach out when it's convenient for him. If you find yourself always adjusting your schedule, making sacrifices, or doing all the emotional labor in the relationship, it's a sign that a boundary needs to be set. A relationship should be a partnership, not a situation where one person is constantly giving while the other just takes. Setting this boundary means making it clear that you will not tolerate inconsistency or one-sided effort. If he wants your presence, he needs to show up consistently. If he values your time, he will prioritize it. If he respects your energy, he won't drain it with mixed signals or half-hearted effort. It's not about playing games or making demands. It's about recognizing that your time is just as important as his. and that you deserve someone who appreciates and invests in you the way you invest in them. Money can be a tricky topic in relationships, but financial boundaries are necessary to ensure fairness, respect, and balance. When there is no clear understanding of what is expected financially, one person can end up feeling used, pressured, or taken advantage of. A healthy relationship is not about one person constantly providing while the other simply benefits without contribution. Some men will test financial boundaries by expecting you to cover expenses, always pick up the tab, or help them out financially without reciprocation. While generosity is part of any loving relationship, it should never be one-sided or come from a place of obligation. If a man consistently asks for money, borrows without paying back, or assumes that you should support him without effort on his part, that is a red flag. Having this boundary means making it clear that you are not responsible for financially supporting someone who is not willing to take responsibility for themselves. It's about ensuring that both partners contribute in a way that makes sense for the relationship. Whether it's splitting bills, taking turns, paying for dates, or having an open discussion about financial goals, both people should feel comfortable with the arrangement. A man who respects you will not feel entitled to your money or pressure you into situations that make you uncomfortable. He will understand that financial responsibility should be shared and that your value in the relationship is not tied to how much you can provide for him. Clear and honest communication is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Without it, misunderstandings, confusion, and emotional frustration will build up over time. When a man is unwilling to communicate openly, avoids difficult conversations, or constantly gives vague answers, it becomes impossible to create a deep and meaningful connection. Setting a boundary around communication means refusing to tolerate dishonesty, mixed signals, or avoidance of important discussions. Some men will try to keep things unclear on purpose. They'll dodge questions, change the subject, or give just enough information to keep you guessing. This kind of behavior creates unnecessary stress and emotional exhaustion. You deserve clarity in your relationship, whether it's about where things are headed, how he truly feels, or any concerns that arise. If a man consistently refuses to communicate or makes you feel like you're asking for too much just by wanting honesty, that is a problem. Setting this boundary means making it clear that open and respectful communication is a non-negotiable for you. If something is bothering you, address it directly. If you have questions, ask them without hesitation. A man who values you will appreciate your willingness to communicate and will respond with honesty and transparency. You are not difficult for expecting clarity, and you should never feel like you have to guess where you stand. Our relationship should provide security, not confusion, and a man who truly cares will not leave you feeling uncertain about his words or intentions. Maintaining your personal space and independence is essential in a healthy relationship. Too often, people lose themselves in their relationships, sacrificing their own identity, interests, and friendships to accommodate their partner. While love naturally brings two people closer, it should never come at the cost of your individuality. Setting this boundary means ensuring that your relationship enhances your life rather than consuming it. Some men may try to monopolize your time, subtly discourage you from spending time with friends or family, or make you feel guilty for prioritizing your own goals. At first, this can seem like affection, but over time, it can become controlling and isolating. You should never feel like you have to ask for permission to pursue your passions, spend time alone, or maintain important relationships outside of your partner. Establishing this boundary means making it clear that your life does not revolve solely around a relationship. A healthy man will respect your need for personal space, encourage your independence, and support your growth rather than feel threatened by it. This includes maintaining hobbies, having personal goals, and spending time with loved ones without feeling guilty or pressured. A strong relationship consists of two whole individuals choosing to share their lives, not two people losing themselves in each other. When you maintain your independence, you create a dynamic where both partners bring their best selves into the relationship, leading to a deeper and more fulfilling connection. At the end of the day, boundaries don't push the right man away, they filter out the wrong ones. The man who genuinely cares about you will respect your boundaries, not fight against them. So don't be afraid to stand firm in what you expect, because the right man won't make you feel like you're asking for too much. He will show you that you were right to ask for more.